hapa TikTok atakuwa na a different reception. Mnanielewa? It has failed to launch mpaka wa leo. The public still controls their perception about Diana Ross. So the best thing Diana Ross can do is she was indeed a smart person, like she says. She said she's incredibly brilliant. You know, she needs to go out there and do good things to people. Literally, any bad thing yenye mtu anafanyia mwingine, she should never be associated with that. She should start doing good things to people. That is how you change people's perceptions about you. That is how you do it. Okay? And then you stop living in the past. Unaona? Unaachana na hiyo past kabisa. Sana sana if your past is as troubled as Diana Okello's past. Hiyo unaichukua, unaizika, ama unaichoma katika ile moto ya milele, alafu you soldier on with your life. Lakini hiyo kitu imemshinda kumaster. You need mastery. You know, you need stoicism. You need to be a stoic when it comes to dealing with the public.
Hello guys, it's your girl Patience Status. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscription box and put on the notification bell so that you don't forget any time I post a new video. Remember, I'm the queen of online gossip. So welcome to today's video. Don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment on the comment section.
Same email. The same email. The same email. The same email. So if you ask her, can you now show me exactly where Gloria Otieno in particular, huyu Gloria Otieno ndio huyo email imetumwa kwa place yake. Nionyeshe penye Gloria amesema watoto wako wawe graped. Kapunye, if I tell you now, show me where Gloria has said your children should be graped. Utanionyesha au la? Unapenda upuzi sana. Unapenda upuzi, unapenda kutafuta sympathy za kijinga. Unapenda kuplay victim. Uliibia watu Facebook. That is why you are bullied severely. You are not bullied for no reason. You are bullied because you stole from these women. That is why they bullied you. You stole from them. And you stole from them repeatedly. And that is why even you are talking about them trying to stop you from getting an award. It was because your reputation was bad. They wondered how somebody like Diana Okello could get an award. It was like, it was fraudulent. And that is why they had to come in protest and say this woman does not deserve that award. And because you lied about her owning a women's shelter, your newspaper article that had been published had to be removed from publication. Because you lied. You were a liar and a thief. Accept that. There is power in accepting your past and working towards a better future. And the reason bado utakanyagwa TikTok ni kwa sababu you are somebody who has refused to accept your past. Umekataa kabisa kuaccept ya kwamba yes, kitambo nilikuanga na shida ya pesa. She say welcome darling. Yes, nilikuwa na shida ya hela. Nilikuanga naibia watu huku na kule. But God akanionekania nikaenda US. Yes, hapa US bado naibaiba kidogo, lakini sio venye nilikuwa naiba nikiwa Kenya. Ukikubali hayo, story yanaisha. Sasa wewe kwa hapo unajidefend, unasema, oh, even that story that they said that I stole, I never stole. You stole. Diana Ross, you stole from many people. From many people on Facebook. I included. And penye vita yako na Atty ulianza, ulimuibia hata yeye. Ulichukua pesa yake, alikupa deni, ukakataa kulipa. Mimi si kukupa deni, mimi uliniibia live. Pesa taslimu. 1 minute I have 40k, the next minute it's gone. Kapunye ameichukua yote. Hala, you stole from me. And you stole from all those people who accused you of theft on Facebook. You stole from them. Hakuna hata moja mwenye alikuja na stories za uongo. Hala? Na uko hapo unasema, oh, they should bring police report. They should bring court cases. No, hao wanawake wako wana time ya kukupeleka kotini. Kapunye. Those are your diversionary tactics. The fact is, you used to steal from people on Facebook. You were a petty thief. You even used to steal from hairdressers. Imagine unaingia kwa saloni ya mtu anakutengeneza nywele, unatoka bila kulipa. Hala? Yes, anajaribu kudivert stories za waganga. That's what's going on. Kapujeni mtu angekuja kwa hoteli yako akule, alafu anatoka ni kama naenda kutafuta pesa huko nje. Na ndio huyu ameenda na shakula pesa yako, achakula chakula yako hata ya watu wanne, because you know she was a big woman. She could never eat one plate of food. It had to be several plates. You know. So utakuwa hapo unangoja arudi akulipe, ameshatoroka. What will you do? Si unaenda Facebook, unaenda kutafuta nini? Justice Facebook. Jamani. And this is the reason all these people kept coming on Facebook complaining. Guys, this woman has stolen from me. Huyu mama alikuja kwa hoteli yangu, alikuja kwa saloni yangu. Huyu mama alinifanya hivi na vile, alafu ananikwa by beware. That is what used to happen. Huyu mama hata wiki moja ingepita kabla hajanikwa by beware. And all these things are there. They are there on Facebook. Hasa saizi ameka tutoto tudogo kwa platform, anajaribu kutafuta sympathy. Yani what sane woman in her 40s? A 45-year-old woman mgani ataeka watoto wa 26, 27 anawatafuta sympathy kwao? Alafu hao watoto wakiwa wanakucharaza, you wonder why wanakucharaza. Mpaka unapigia parents zao, unapigia baba Sharon, complain Sharon anakucharaza. It's because you don't respect yourself to start with. You do not respect yourself. You know, respecting yourself begins with accepting the past. And it takes humility to accept your past. Kapunye, shida yako ni kiburi. Shida yako ni kiburi. If you had mastered the art of humility, sahizi ungesha sema ya kwamba guys, it happened. Hizi zote zilifanyika because zilifanyika, tulikuwa hapo. Hakuna mtu anakuonea hata kidogo. Hata Owiso akuonei. Owiso has produced nothing but the truth about you. Hakuna kitu Owiso ameweka kwake yenye ni uongo. Ni wewe unaweka uongo juu yake. Sisi tunataka mkanyagane na ukweli, hatutaki uongo. Make the war fair. So because us, we are only spectators, you know. Mimi napenda tu hiyo vita. Always una address. It is boring, to be honest, but there's nothing else happening on TikTok. Tunangoja cha ingine ya kutoka kule Mrima. Unaona? To pasta, you know, na to chana tudogo. Tunangoja chai. Lakini kabla hiyo chai kufika, wacha sasa tufuate hii nini vita ya vita ya Owiso na nani? Atty Owiso na Diana Okello. We are following very closely. We are following very keenly. Okay? So that is all I wanted to say. But Kapunye, come on, start speaking the truth. Start speaking the truth. Okay? Start addressing Nani Owiso with the truth. You're addressing Owiso with a lot of lies. A lot of lies. You know, Okari, imagine apparently Owiso killed 17 women. Na mko naye hapo kwa live. Kwa nini baada ako live na aliua 17 women? Yani Diana wanga anachukua watu kama wajinga hii TikTok. Jamani. This Diana takes people like idiots or what? Kwa nini aliua watu 17 na baada ako TikTok? Anafanya nini TikTok? Kwa nini hayuko Kamiti? Ama Lang'ata, hata sijui ni wapi watu wenda. Those are the pertinent questions that these young people need to ask. But all in all, I don't give a shit about the fight. What I'm saying, leave my friend's name out of your bullshit, Kapunye. Okay? Gloria Otieno is a respected member of society. Very respected. Okay? Very, very respected. You have no idea. Okay? So to come here and lie that you made her get fired. Guys, Gloria Otieno is the lady with specs. Uyo wa mwisho. Okay? Alafu the next one is Eve Otieno. The next one is me. Uyo mwenye amevaa necklace kubwa. Uyo ni mimi na hiyo scarf. Here we were at, this was 2015 or 2016. 10 years ago roughly. We were at the Windsor Golf Club in Nairobi. We were attending the wedding of PLO Lumumba's daughter, Professor Lumumba's daughter. So this was the function that we were attending at the Windsor Golf Club in Nairobi. Okay, around 10 years. This is roughly 10 years ago. Unaelewa? So huyu mwanamke anakuja na jina ya rafiki yangu, anadhani ya kwamba we are there not listening. I was there listening to your lies. And I actually noted down all the lies you told. It was around 89% lies. Hizo vitu umeambia wasichana wote, yote ilikuwa uongo. Okay? And you crafted them beautifully to seek sympathy from them. Sasa, how can you seek sympathy from people who cannot even help you with anything? Hao ndio wanakuangalia uwapatie brenyo. You understand? They are all there looking up to you thinking, oh my God, si aturushi hata kamani gun. Ameongea sana. Aturushi kamani gun ama kahandat. You understand? Yeah? So that is it. That is the problem. That is actually the problem we have. Diana, you are seeking sympathy from the wrong people. Accept your past. You had a terrible past, a bad past. You know, you had problems with money, endless problems with money. Okay? I personally chased you all across Kenya trying to get my money from you. Ukanililia ukasema tafadhali usinianike Facebook. Please, 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 usinianike Facebook. Diana aliplead na mimi guys, karibu Diana alie. Mnanielewa? Kwa sababu alijua nikimwanika Facebook, that is another 1 week, 1 to 2 weeks ya kuwa trolled, kuwa body shamed, kuwa nini. Kwa sababu Diana alikuwa ameibia watu wengi. Idi Amin, huyo boss, your former boss, she stole from so many people and we are not lying. I'm telling you the truth. Atudanganyi. Unaelewa? And so the best thing for her to do ni kukubali ya kwamba yes, the past was tough. Nilikuwa hapa green, si green what? I was living in a house that I needed to pay for, sikuwa na hela. So I had to steal from a few people here and there. Akikubali hayo, then she's a smart person. Lakini yako hapo, judge wacha nikuweke juu. Yako hapo, ana deny. Una deny na sisi wenyewe tulikuwa hapo jamani. Una deny hao. Judge chukua mic. Ana all.
Good afternoon, Madam Prosecutor.
Good afternoon, our judge. Hey, I'm so tired of this former boss of yours. What's wrong with your former boss?
Mimi, I want to summon, with the power vested in me as the judge of the people, I want to summon DCIO. I want to summon DCIO in court because I officially want an investigation done on this Facebook issue. It can't always be back and forth. We have decided, and I'm now deciding, that we are going to go on
hapa TikTok atakuwa na a different reception. Mnanielewa? It has failed to launch mpaka wa leo. The public still controls their perception about Diana Ross. So the best thing Diana Ross can do is she was indeed a smart person, like she says. She said she's incredibly brilliant. You know, she needs to go out there and do good things to people. Literally, any bad thing yenye mtu anafanyia mwingine, she should never be associated with that. She should start doing good things to people. That is how you change people's perceptions about you. That is how you do it. Okay? And then you stop living in the past. Unaona? Unaachana na hiyo past kabisa. Sana sana if your past is as troubled as Diana Okello's past. Hiyo unaichukua, unaizika, ama unaichoma katika ile moto ya milele, alafu you soldier on with your life. Lakini hiyo kitu imemshinda kumaster. You need mastery. You know, you need stoicism. You need to be a stoic when it comes to dealing with the public. You become cold and selfish when it comes to dealing with the public, when the public controls their perception of you. Okay? Wanasema hivi, ulifanya hivi, ulifanya hivi. You don't defend yourself, you do better. You don't defend yourself, you do better. That is the trick. Na kwa nini huyu mwanamke ajui ya kwamba that is the trick? Kwa nini ajui that is the trick? You don't spend even 1 minute defending yourself. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Because the more una explain, the more watu wanashangaa, guy, huyu mwanamke kwani alikuanga mwanamke style gani? Unaona? Wewe unadhani unatengeneza maneno, kumbe unaharibu. Unaona? Gifters, thank you so much. RJ, asante. Unaharibu, guys. Toeni Priscilla Waimani 0 pia. Gigi Dola yuko hapa, Nyoyamo yuko hapa. Guys, bless our people, please. General Idi Amin, our judges here, bless them. If you got something, warushie wadau. So, listen, guys, listen. Yeah? Mimi kama ningekuwa, in fact, what I love about, what I know is that I know that, Diana anaweza solve issue yenye yako nayo na watu very, very instantly. Anaweza isolve haraka sana. In fact, mimi, our judge, I don't even care for the truth. I don't care for the truth. I don't care for sitting down, bringing screenshots from 10, 12 years ago. I don't care for that. What I care for is that this woman can actually help herself by stopping to talk about the past. The past is the past. Yes, watu walikubuli. But there is also, people will be questioning, kwa nini ulikuwa bullied? Kwa nini wewe ndio walikuselect out of all these people kwa Facebook? Lady J hatujamsikia akisema alikuwa bullied Facebook. Unaelewa? Kwa nini ni wewe walikuselect? People will ask questions. Why? Unaelewa? Alafu utakuwa hapo unajaribu kuexplain. It will never work. You will never be able to explain it to the public that indeed you are picked on for no reason at all. At the back of our minds we'll be thinking, kuna kitu alifanya, ndio sababu alikuwa bullied hivyo. Kuna tu kitu alifanya. And then of course those who are there will be coming and saying, oh, huyu mama alifanya hivi, akafanya hivi, akafanya hivi. Mnanielewa? So what Diana needs to do, start forging ahead, achana na the past. The past will keep dragging you back. And you will be sitting there with little children, crying to them about Atty Owiso. Imagine mama mkubwa kama wewe Diana, unalia juu ya Atty Owiso. Atty really bullied me, alifanya hivi. Na wewe ndio wanga unakanyaga Atty mpaka unamuita chokora, unamwambia venye, I'm going to admit, mimi huita Atty chokora. Rosafi nitasema tu yes. But Diana, judge, kwa mic, ongea.
I was just reminding you that those are the names you people use. Fresh fried.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But Diana, mwenye... Hebu angalia Oscar Whiskey. Oscar Whiskey is untrained. Oscar Whiskey is feral. Atakuja tu andike hapo hivyo. Wote wawili ni machokosh. So listen, guys. So the public hates weakness. Guys, what you must know is that the public, I'm talking about public perception. Kama wewe ni mtu wenye uko hapa unajigamba venye wewe ni smart, lazima ujue ya kwamba the public hates weakness. As human beings, we hate weakness. And that is why we use a term, survival for the fittest. It is the fittest soldier that survives. So if you're repeatedly bringing weakness on TikTok, crying to people who don't actually give a shit. By the way, all those people sat on that platform, watu 200 wakimsikiza, I was share, kumbe Atty aliua watu, I was share. 99.9% don't give a rat's behind. They don't care. Wanataka tu chai. That is all they're there for, chai. Alafu, akafanya nini? I wish. They don't care. They don't say that because they sympathize. They don't sympathize. They want juicy stories. Their ears are itching for juicy stories. You know, And then they love to imagine that there is a woman who can actually kill 17 women in total. That is such an exciting story. Think about it. Think about it. Lakini kuna mama hapa TikTok, sorry, not Facebook, TikTok, mwenye ameua wanawake 17. For real? Are you for real? Hizo ndio vitu vimeka watu hapo. Guys, hizo ndio vitu vimeka watu hapo. They are so fascinated by this entire story of a past that they don't even understand. Most of these people were kids when all this was happening. Walikuwa watoto wadogo, walikuwa shule, primary school. Wengine hata wako wameanza shule. Unaona, wengine utapata hapo hawako wameanza shule. But they're there listening to how Atty aliua watoto 10. It's a fantastical story if you think about it. That is like a serial killer. Don't you guys? That is a serial killer. That is those stories in America of this woman who went on killing men. Yeah, alikuwa sex workers, SW. Alikuwa anaenda akishamaliza na customer anamwacha amemuua, anapata customer mwingine mubaba anamwacha. That is quite a fantastic story to tell. And Diana knows that because Diana is a creative. You know, she has a creative mind. That bipolar imemfanya akona creativity. She's very creative. Mnaelewa? So she's there creative, creating all this fantastic. I keep using the word fantastic because it is beyond imagination, beyond human imagination. You know, it's kind of made in some kind of dystopic world that does not exist. That a woman would actually kill 17 people in total and then be free, roaming around TikTok, interacting with us. I mean, what kind of privilege is that we are here interacting with a woman who has killed 17 people? Do you know how hard it is to even get hold of serial killers who kill 6 people? Ukienda kwa prison, unajaribu kuwaongelesha, my dear, there's a long list of people trying to reach them. A long list of interviewers and reporters trying to get hold of them. And yet sisi tumebarikiwa sana ya kwamba huyu mama ameua watu 17 ako hapa na chill na sisi kwa TikTok. Tunakanyagana na yeye hapa kwa TikTok. Bumper to bumper. Imagine that. That is a fantastical, narrative. Totally made up baloney. Does not exist. It only exists in the mind of Diana Ross Okello. That is the only place that kind of a story exists in. And then go ahead and ask her, can you kindly give us the names of all these women who were killed by this horrid woman? And then that is where she will start creating stories. She'll say, oh, families wamekataa, hatuwezi provide your information. And the lady that she talked about, there's this woman she spoke about. There's the woman from Tanzania, the one whose grandmother was crying on that video yesterday. That woman had very little to do with buyer beware. Her death was a result of her boyfriend having defiled her own child. But because Diana has to create stories, she has to literally fix Atty Owiso's name there. Imagine. Aya, muulizeni namba 3, 4, 5 mpaka 17 waambie hawa wanawake ni wagani. Hata waambia, because the women don't exist. The women don't exist. They only exist in Diana's mind. They don't exist. And that is the problem. Diana, you need self-mastery. What you lack is what you call self-mastery. You're going through life very careless. You're a woman in your 40s. And you're very careless in the way that you present yourself as Diana Okello. 1 minute you're a weak person, crying on phone, saying how you are depressed, you're dying, your mental health is this. The next minute you're this boss, destroying everything in your way, So you're really one person who needs to master who Diana Okello is. You need to master that. And then you need to control the emotions of Diana Okello. You lack self-control. You lack emotional intelligence. I've never had to use that phrase, but you lack it. You know, you lack it. You do not, first of all, bringing the past is your biggest undoing. Constantly, repeatedly bringing the past. Your biggest undoing. The second biggest undoing is explaining yourself repeatedly. Every single day you wake up, yeah, you are countering what someone has said about you. That actually presents you as a weak person. You know, as a person who cares too much. You shouldn't care too much. When the minute human beings realize that you care too much, my dear, watakukanyaga kukukanyaga, kwa sababu wanajua watapata reaction. You know, you are too reactionary. You're way too reaction. You know, you are too reactionary. You're way too reactionary. Adopt stoic practices. I'm going to tell you again. Read about stoicism. Read about the old Stoics. Okay? Be unbothered in the face of accusation. For once, be unbothered. You're too bothered. And the reason you're bothered is because you know all that is being said is the truth, but you do not know how to bury it in the past. That is your past, Diana. Bury it and move on. Don't come explaining and deny. Anakukanyaga. Imagine. Yani umeenda low mpaka kupendwa raha anakukanyaga. How sad is that, man?
Shikilia hapo, Madam Prosecutor.
Hey,
I want you to continue, speak for 7 hours, because as we can only limit ourselves as spectators, yeah? But I wanted to address something that came down here quickly and urgently. Now, there was somebody who came with the allegations, or rather, calling for our attention that Atty and her group bullied Diana Ross. We don't want to rubbish that. That's why I'm responding. I want to know this bullying, the cyber bullying claims. Are they the claims where Atty is calling Diana Ross out for allegedly stealing some money from people? Are those the messages that we want to call cyberbullying? Because when someone call you out, that is not cyberbullying. That person is trying to create awareness and let people know of your activities. So these cyberbullying messages, because on the write-up on the email and some allegations that Diana Ross laid in front of the TikTok nation, there was allegations that watoto wake walikuwa wanafaa kubakwa. Can we see these messages? Can we see this bullying? Can we see these videos, a text, written posts about the watoto were back with the what? Can we see them? Because these are cyberbullying. These are even past cyberbullying. They're very serious. But if I'm going to see, as the Chief Justice, if I'm going to see posts that are calling you out on allegedly defrauding members of the public, I do not think that is cyberbullying. What I think, under the law, you are supposed to give your own side of the story, or at least accountability. Then you conquer those posts. When people say Cinderella stole, it is up to me to come and say, I did not steal. This is what happened. But I cannot start saying those people are cyberbullying me. They are only calling me out. So hiyo ndo kitu nilikuwa nataka watu waelewe. So we want to really get, that's why you see Lady Jacqueline, we want to get to the root of the truth. And me, I'm telling you, we are going to bring a documentary, the story of Diana Ross Okello on Facebook. We want to know what happened, and if we find you guilty, we find Atty guilty, me, I'm not going to pick sides. If we find anybody guilty, I am not on anybody's team. Diana is guilty. We are going to say it as it is. This is what happened. This was what happened. Let's have a clear information. If Lady Jacqueline was talking lie, we say Lady Jacqueline was saying a lie here, but here she said the truth. Atty was saying a lie. Aliua, alifanya, alizika. We want that truth. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you for that. And I like that. I'll merely be a spectator because I can be biased. I may be biased. Trust me, I do not like either Atty or Diana, I don't. I think I think Atty is severely overbearing.
Madam
Severely
Prosecutor,
okay?
Madam Prosecutor, you are also accused.
No,
You're not going to be a spectator.
Okay, so in this situation, I am merely a spectator. Do you know why? I was actually discussing the fight between Diana and Atty. You understand? And the reason I opened this live is because of this screenshot. Let me show you, Judge. This screenshot that Diana presented to those young girls, okay? And then, so this is a screenshot about a lady called Gloria Otieno, that Diana told those girls that she wrote a letter to the United Nations, her employer, and the woman was fired from her job at the UN. But if you can see this email, the amount of dishonesty with Diana is appalling. It's actually disgusting, to be honest. Now, Diana wrote a letter here, an email here to Biodiversity. It's very clear on this email. To Biodiversity. It's not her live, right there with Abigail. She is telling her audience that this is Gloria, the lady with glasses sitting at the far end, and the next to Gloria is Eve. These are all my girlfriends, and next to Eve is myself. Unaniona hapo, hata mimi nimekaa hapo na earrings, necklace kubwa, that massive neck piece. This is us, and the next to us now is Kwamboka, who is a Kisi. The fourth person is Kwamboka. We went to the same primary school. We've known each other since we were around 8-9 years old. All these women, okay? Age ndio tuko nayo tofauti. Huyu Eve alikuwa maybe kitu kama standard 3, tukiwa sisi tuko uko standard 7. Unaelewa? That is the only thing. Myself and Venice were in the same, no, not Venice, but Kwamboka. We were in the same class. And then Gloria was a few classes behind us, 2 classes behind us. All right, 1 or 2 classes, 1 class behind us. So, and she went to the Kenya High School, where Diana went to school and was chased away for nini? For uchawi na wizi. You guys, do you understand? And this is not me, whatever, having a go at Diana. Hiyo ni brother yake ndiye alikuja akatuambia hapa kwa TikTok. Sasa, huyu anasema kwamba ukiangalia hii email anasema, I am writing to inform you about one of your employees that cyberbullied me and called for the rape of my children on Facebook, even when I was in a mental hospital. She and other women, I told you guys, Diana does not know punctuation. Munaona hapo should have been a full stop. Awekangi punctuation. Wanga naandika mpaka mwisho. She and other women joked about my mental health. Yeah, amejaribu koma hapo. Fat shamed me and called for the men to grape me and my children. Yeah, amejaribu ka full stop. I have screenshots that I'll attach. I can't attach some because they have my children on them, but I felt that it was necessary. Now she says that Gloria Otieno called for the grape of her children on Facebook. Guys, this Gloria Otieno, this woman right here, aongeangi, yeah, aongeangi. Huyu mwanamke aongei. She's the most quiet person. Aongei. But Diana alimtarget kwa umati because she's probably, during those days on Facebook, she had one of the biggest jobs amongst Luo women. Because she's a county rep of an entire organization. She's called Dr. Gloria Otieno. She has a PhD. We were in PhD. We are doing our PhDs together. Yeah, alimaliza, mimi sikumaliza. Kwa hivyo ni mwanamke alikuanga na kazi mzuri. Diana akamtarget ya kwamba anataka kumharibia. Akaandikia the employer. Gloria alirudi akaniambia her employer laughed at Diana's email. I swear alicheka. Na Diana anajua very well ya kwamba huyu mwanamke hakuwahi kuwa fired, lakini anakuja TikTok anadanganya watu ya kwamba mwanamke alikuwa fired. Aliandika barua mpaka mwanamke akawa fired. Do you see how complex it is, a judge? That is the problem. Diana does not speak the truth. She doesn't know how to speak the truth. You understand? So how are you going to be in a courtroom with someone mwenye hajui ukweli, hajui kuongea ukweli hata kidogo? Utafanya aje? Hebu wewe niambie, wacha ni mute.
Okay, I'll stay with the screenshot you just displayed. She quoted it that she has some screenshots to attach, yeah, and I'm sure she attached some and some she did not. But you see, when somebody tells you atabaka watoto wako na wewe, for me knowing the kind of person my former boss is, I know she would have taken police. We have seen the quick police response, even when she's in America, in Kenya, she's quickly responding with police. So me, I'll still want to give her benefit of doubt that she took more action than just sending an email to Biodiversity, and that even up to date, because she's a lover of and a keeper of receipts, she's going to maybe have these screenshots. Hata tuone tu post moja, not that we don't believe, but you see, this is a matter of public verification. We, the public, we cannot keep on consuming content and hearsays because right now, and allegations that make us to see all the people mentioned in a different way. Tunataka tuone mtu vile yako. Kama Cinderella mwizi, mnaleta screenshot, mnaleta kila kitu, mna approve. Cinderella anajaribu kujitetea, public ina judge, inajua Cinderella kuanzia leo ni mwizi, lakini tunampenda. You know, like ama tunamkataa, you know. So baby, there is this evidence akonayo ama kitu yoyote. Diana Ross, me, I know that you are somebody who is too intelligent, and I'll want to still give you that benefit of that, because me, I'm just a neutral party in this, on all this, you know. But if it turns out that these are not even true, then I think we are now going to see Diana in a different way, all of us, you know. We are going to see her in a different way. So mimi, Madam Prosecutor, I again repeat, I am remaining neutral. Mpaka nifanye investigative journalism to know exactly. These posts, if they are on Facebook, they
actually brought the watoto wa Bakwe was a fabrication. What the women said, which she actually brought a screenshot of it, was that yeye mwenyewe Diana abakwe. But if you look at this particular thing, anasema hivi ya kwamba the women even when I was in mental hospital, she and other women joked about my mental health, fat shamed me, and called for men to grape me and my children. Sasa hiyo ya my children aliongeza hapo kwa sababu alikuwa anatafuta pepa. Unanielewa, judge? She wanted to get
Lady Jacqueline.
Unanielewa? Alikuwa anatafuta residence ya America. So she had to add. You have to blame it on everybody else but yourself. And abandon pride, uchukue humility. My dear, it frees you, and you'll be able to pivot from there and be a totally different person. Diana, you can actually change your story. You can change your story, but you will never change it so long as you continue to defend yourself. Someone says this thing, you're already there defending yourself, bringing screenshots, showing people, protests, CG newspaper. Nobody cares about that rubbish. That rubbish is only important to you. It's not important to the public. Personally, what I'm seeing you as is merely somebody who is struggling to make ends meet. Because that is a past that even I cannot remember. You understand? So repeatedly bringing your past to try and use it to justify people's perceptions about you is a waste of your time. Use your time better by writing new narratives about yourself. Public perception is very hard to change. I'm telling you, the public, the minute wamesha kujua hivi, you will really have to work hard for them to change how they see you. The only way you change it is not by talking, it's by doing. you do better. You do things in a way that,
Hello guys,
you
is it
know.
my network?
Okay.
Ama ni vile amepotea?
DCIO, please remain muted a little bit. We welcome you. We are going to brief you what's happening. You have
Thank
some
you.
noise,
Thank
yeah?
you. Thank you. Thank you,
DCIO,
Judge.
a little
Thank you.
bit. Yeah, a little bit,
DCIO,
DCIO.
you've got a lot of noise. DCIO, uko na kelele mingi. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah,
Aya,
because
Judge, chukua mic. Judge, nimemaliza. Chukua mic.
you
Thank
guys
you.
can hear me.
Yes, we can.
All right. Now I want, DCIO, please mute because we want to flow. We want to flow because people are here, and it's our duty to make sure that people have that they comprehend what we are trying to say. So, Lady Jacqueline, allow me to cross-examine you. I just have 3 questions. 3 only, yeah? I've listened to you. This is so powerful. This is so deep. It's not just for Diana Rose, it's also for people like me who have the habit of kukosana na watu, you know, understand? Or people having some other perception of my reputation that's not me, you know. So I'm also learning from you, you know, understand? So, but I want to cross-examine you. So if in reference to my notes, because me, I'll have a conversation with everybody. Whoever doesn't want to talk to me, be it Atty Awiso, be it Diana Rose, is well and good. But at least the ones who will welcome me to have a conversation, I'll understand them. So this is what I want to confirm I've understood from you. You as Lady Jacqueline, you said ulikuanga majuu. Ukapatanga uyu dem anakuwa, yani you witnessed her being bullied on Facebook. True or false?
Yes. So can I give you a better response?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'll give you maybe a 4 or 5 sentence response. So I was in England, and this was around, of course, those are the years I taught at Banfield College, all right? So between the years 2012 and 2015, this woman, not 2012, but around 2013 to 2015, but I think it started earlier, she was severely hunted on Facebook, and she was severely bullied. So I watched as she was being bullied in 2014, okay? And I sympathized, because imagine one person, Judge, being bullied and being literally, oh my God, yani alikuwa anafanyiwa unyama. But imagine that happening to you, you're one person, and it's not happening just a small section of Facebook. It is happening all across Facebook. Imagine that. All across Facebook. Mpaka ma groups kwa sababu ya wizi. Yani cases za wizi hazikuwa zinaisha. So because of that, everybody was on her neck. I sympathized. I decided I'm going to be on her side. I swear to God. And during this time, I was coming out as a public figure. This is the time I was literally launching Lady Jacqueline. You understand? And wakanikwamia wakasema, you are trying to become somebody. How can you defend this woman when you're trying to become somebody? Unaelewa?
All right.
And the person who told me that was a lady called Salin Handa, a very well-known woman in Luo circles. Aliniambia, don't. And that is the way my friendship with her ended, because I chose Diana Okello over all these women. I decided I'm going to defend her. Aya, what's an mute,
Thank you. No. Thank you for that clarity. I think public mnaelewa paka kufikia hapo. Lady J is very articulate about the explanation. Now, one of the allegations why the public was against her, there was rejection and cyberbullying that she faced. You had narrated to us some of the activities zenye zilikuwa zinafanya watu wanamuita mwizi, particularly vitu kama kwenda kwa saloon, kwenda kwa restaurant, unakula chakula, unatoka unaenda, unashukwa, unatoka unaenda, ama unafanya hiyo vitu yake ya wizi. Mimi sitajua. But in the same sentence, wewe umetuambia hizo vitu zenye ulikuwa unasikia, hiyo ndo the reason watu wanambuli. But you said something powerful to me that I want you to repeat here in front of people. And I think people who are paying attention to you, they heard you. You see, I feel that now, after understanding kwa nini alikuwa nabuliwa yenye ume-alleged, you still had another powerful statement where you said, alikuibia wewe mwenyewe. And you had to run around and chase her left, right, and center, right? So can you tell us, hapo pa, unajua sasa ukituambia aliibia Cinderella, aliibia Gigi, itakanika, watu wengine watachukulia ni kama huyu anaeka chumvi, nyanya, dania na roiko. But ukisema, mimi Cinderella aliniibia, na hivi ndio vile aliniibia. Now we want you to give us that witness statement. Wewe personally kama Lady Jacqueline, after kusikia huwa anaibia watu, ukasimama na yeye, alafu akakuja kukuibia, what happened?
Okay, so mwenye anauliza, do you have proof? Diana alibia watu wengi sana Facebook. All these things are still there. Hazijatolewa guys. Okay? Hata venye anarudi ana make post akiwa anajidefend. Ziko Facebook zote. Na ukitaka enda magazeti, they actually put up a post of one of her defense akiwa na explain penye alipeleka hiyo 1.2 million yenye aliibia Susan. Guys, all that is there. It is not made up stories. It is the truth. And that is where Diana falls short. She does not know how to present the truth as it is. She's refused to own her past. And that is where the issue is. Okay, so listen guys. Judge ananiuliza, after standing with Diana, is it true aliniibia? Guys, mimi, I chose Diana over everybody. And I did that because I sympathize. I seriously sympathized. I felt bad. It's a kind of bullying that, in fact, 90% of people will not survive. So for Diana to survive it, mpaka ako hapa leo, it is a huge miracle. I'm telling you, I'm presenting facts as they cause you harm. She does not know gentility. That is a language she does not understand. So she has to be brutal. Because you brutalized her. One time, while trying to defend Diana, I did go and meet her for an interview. I did interview her. I wanted to know what the story about Diana. I wanted to know more about her because I did not understand. Mimi, in my entire life, I had never met someone who was so hated. I had never met someone who was so hated. So I wanted to know where the problem was coming from, you know. So nikaenda nikakaa naye chini nikamu-interview. For a long time, I asked her all sorts of questions. You understand? And I learned many things that I know about her. I learned because of that interview. She was very honest. She was very honest. You know, the only things she did not touch on were the accusations of theft. Those ones she avoided, you know. But every other question that I asked, she answered it. You understand? So during that time, we meet up the following day. And when we meet up, I decide to take her out for a meal. So to go eat something. Now, I did not have M-Pesa, you know, because I was only in Kenya for a short time. So I did not have M-Pesa. So then I decide, there's someone who was sending me 40,000. I said, okay, so I can use your M-Pesa so that I receive this money. The lady receives the money from me on M-Pesa. And then instead of giving me the money, Suddenly she disappears. I'm telling you guys the truth. She disappeared with the money. So I start looking for her. You understand? The minute she received the money, she was to withdraw it and then give it to me. But she made away with the money. How? I don't know. So wacha sasa nianze kutafuta hii do. Nampigia simu, guys.
How much was the money?
It was 40K, 40,000.
My
Yeah?
God.
So
That you are
what-
receiving.
that
You are
was-
receiving the money from who?
I was receiving the money from a gentleman in Nairobi. So I remember I had just, okay, so let me give you more detail. I had just imported a vehicle because I used to, all my cars in Kenya right now, all those cars, I have them now. But I just imported my 7-seater car. That was 2015. I've picked it up from Mombasa. So I'm coming to Nairobi with it. It's full of stuff. One of the items in that vehicle is a mountain bike, a road bike, not a mountain bike, a road bike. I don't know if you guys know what road bikes are. They're different from mountain bikes, you know. Zile zenye ziko na nini, mikono kama nini.
Yeah, zile za bike ride.
Honi ya ng'ombe.
Yeah, we call them quad bikes. Yeah.
No, not quad bike. Quad bike is different from a road bike and different from a mountain bike.
Oh, okay.
So a mountain bike is the one we use in Tour de France. You know, the bikes that are very expensive. Like right now, I own one, yenye ni nusu milioni, kuinunua ni $500,000. They're the most expensive types of bikes. Unazielewa? Yeah, they're called road bikes. They've got very thin tires. Unazijua sasa?
An idea. What's an Google later? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, road bikes. So the one that I brought was a Tour de France road bike. Yeah, Tour de France. Unaelewa? So this gentleman, because I brought a few things in the car from England, so that's one of the items that I brought in the car. So then I sell it to this gentleman, you know, in Nairobi, and then I don't have M-Pesa, so he has to send it over to somebody with M-Pesa in my vicinity. Then I tell him, okay, do send it to this lady. Okay, her name is Diana. And then Diana receives this money, and then she keeps it. And then I start looking for Diana. Guys, I looked for Diana. I called Diana. Akaanza kuplead na mimi. Haki usinianike Facebook. Mpaka karibu amekweka karibu, atakuwa ameenda na wewe intercontinental. Some of the stories, ameenda intercontinental, mmeshakula chakula, ndio huyo amedisappear bila kulipa ya kwake. And then it is another chase yenye watu wanafanya. That is the way she did it. That was her skill.
So, Madam Prosecutor, when this happened to you, you were able to know that the allegations of the others might be true, right?
It actually shocked me because out of everybody on Facebook who was known, I'm talking about women who were known, I was the only person who decided to stand with her. You know, I sacrificed my own image on Facebook to stand with this woman. I swear to God. And I lost so many incredible women. If you guys know what currency, social currency is, it is the friends that the connections that you've made. You know, the friends that you've acquired. Deciding to involve yourself with Diana Okello. Do you know what this woman has done to people? That is after she had stolen money from a whole group of 4,000 Luo women. She'd stolen from them. And there I am trying to defend such a person. It is one of the biggest mistakes I ever made as Lady J. I'm going to tell you the truth. I should never have done that. Even though I sympathized, my sympathy should have stopped at sympathy. That is it, period. Social currency is very, very important, especially for women our age. Huwezi kuwa bado unacheza mchezo za watoto, za ujinga. You can't, you don't have time for that nonsense. You know, the truth is the truth. And lies are lies. The truth was that this woman was a con. She repeatedly stole from people. She made people cry. Huyu mwanamke alikuwa anatumia mapolisi. Akisha kuibia, anatumia polisi kukuweka ndani. Imagine, umeibiwa na wewe ndio unachukuliwa unawekwa ndani kwa sababu umeitisha pesa yako Facebook. The things this woman did, wewe. Aya, wacha ni mute. Next question. Guys, I hope I'm still here. Judge, next question.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you the next question, which personally I wanted to ask. Yeah, so by doing so, by her stealing from you, you were able to verify that this lady had stolen from you, and she's indeed maybe a thief as it is alleged. Now the question is, where did you and Diana Rose fall out after the husband paid the money? How did it turn out to be a mvurutano on social media between you and Diana Rose?
Okay, so there were okay. So first of all, she went on what do you call it? A sabbatical. I call it a sabbatical. You know, for lack of a better word, I call it a sabbatical. So this things where she does where she escapes from social media, claiming a problem with her mental health, and then she goes away for months. And then she remains on social media using pseudos, unaelewa. So that is the same thing she did. She left me on Facebook with a group of women that she had put together. She put together a group of women, akawaeka kwa group. Yeye akatoka kwamba akona mental illness, she's struggling, she's what, akaenda akatoka Facebook. Akaniacha na hao wanawake. Ni mimi ndio nawalinda wadau. Mpaka alikuwa na ma employees. One of them was a lady called Fahe. Mwenye alikuwa admin wake wa hiyo group. Admin alikuwa analipwa 15k wadau. Admin alikuwa analipwa 15k. Nimeachwa na admin, mimi ndio nalipa admin mshahara. Mnanielewa vizuri? Ha? Mimi nimeachwa na admin, nalipa admin mshahara, my people. Those are the things that started reeking of scam to me. I realized that I was being scammed. I was being scammed. Why is she just disappearing when it's almost the end of the month? Lipa huyo mwanamke mshahara mpaka nikachoka. That is when now my taste ya huyu mwanamke ilienda vibaya. Hapo nyuma attend penye ameenda mental illness, ameclaim mental illness, kumbe nyuma attend ana seduce rafiki yangu. Unaona hii picha? This lady here, first is Gloria Otieno, mwenye amevaa miwani. Second is Eve Otieno. Eve Otieno ananiambia, she was my best friend at that time. She's telling me, oh, this woman is actually rescuing me from abuse. Sijui nini, I'm being abused by this mzungu, mwenye naishi nae. Siwezi kukuambia ni mwanamke mgani, but she's allowed me, anaenda kuishi kwa nyumba yake. In fact, anakuja kuni collect. Sijui nini. Sasa Eve ananiambia hizi story zote. Sasa namuuliza Eve, kwa nini uniambii jina huyu mwanamke ni nani? Unaelewa? Eve naye hataki kunipa story yote. Kwa sababu Diana Okello, mwanamke mwenye Diana Okello is that woman in the background who is rescuing Eve Otieno from abuse. So now, my best friend friend is talking to me every single day na anaishi kwa nyumba ya Diana, lakini haezi niambia ya kwamba anaishi kwa hii nyumba because Diana alikuwa anamsaidia hata yeye apate refugee venye yeye alipata. Unajua at that time Diana ameshapata refugee. Asa naishi kwa hizi nyumba za hao watu wenye wamempatia nini paper ya US. Asa Eve pia hana paper. Friend yangu wako America hana paper. Mzungu mwenye alikuwa nadhani atampatia paper, tena naona ni kama is not interested in her. The mzungu was interested in another woman who was in West Africa. In fact, he eventually went and married that woman. Now they live with her in America. So Diana was her only way out, you know. So ndio huyo. Tukafanya nini? Akaishi hapo. Kidogo rafiki yangu ananiambia ya kwamba I have something to tell you. Unakumbuka yule mwanamke nilikuambia ati alikuja kunichukua? It is Diana Okello. Ati saizi ananifukuza kwa nyumba yake. My Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Jesus, hallelujah, Jesus. Jesus. Anasema, Eve, what are you on about? How can you associate with that? Oh my God. Hey, nilishtuka. Guys, nilipigwa na butwa. So hapo ndio sasa Eve akarushwa nje na vitu zake zote. In fact alikuja akapata vitu zake ziko kwa mlango. Aliniambia, Jackie, all my suitcases are at the door. Vitu zangu zote ziko nje. That Lady J laughter is when she is lying. I don't lie, I speak the truth, Lemon. You look for lies from me, you'll never find them. Okay, I'm an old woman, I don't need to lie. So ndio huyo. So hapo tu Eve sasa tunajaribu kutafuta jinsi hata nini atapata accommodation. Tukaanza na hey guys, it was tough. So that is what happened, Judge. You know, we started kind of breaking. The relationship just started breaking, and then within no time, bwanake akafa. Sasa after that, during COVID, there was another app inaitwa Clubhouse. Yeah, no worries, Judge. Clubhouse. So tena we are joining Clubhouse kwa vipingo. We are joining 2019. We are joining Clubhouse. Tukaingia Clubhouse. Now again, within the Kenyan community in Clubhouse. In fact, I still see some of the people we used to chill with on Clubhouse. Kenyan American family, that guy, Kenyan American home, is the main name that I remember from Clubhouse because, you know, he was very talkative. So yeah, so hapo tena, I am hapo kwa Clubhouse, I am making moves, I'm getting followers like shit, because my content is on point. I was really talking about, you know, decentering men, and I was also nilikuwa napelekana na wanaume wa Kenya on their misogyny. Yani I got some kind of acclaim on Clubhouse, you know, some kind of notoriety. Iyo sasa tena ikaumiza Kapunye. Ikamumiza sana. Hapo sasa ndio bwanake akafa soon after. Nikamwambia just before bwanake kukufa, wanawake wa Clubhouse walikuwa wanapanga kumfinya. Hata nikamwambia, my dear, these women are planning something on you. Be careful. Yeah, akaona ni kama namuonea. Unaona? Hapo sasa aka feel vibaya. I don't know what she told me. Soon after bwanake akafa, and that is how we never spoke again. The next time we were talking, she appeared again uko Facebook. Saa zile mimi na Nyako tulikuwa tunapelekana, akajionyesha tena. Akaenda sasa out after years, imagine. After about 4 years. Yeah, 4 years later. Unamuona kwa Nyako, saa zile Nyako and I, we are going through something. We are making each other famous. Anaandika hapo kwa comment section, you are very brave. You are very brave. Nikajua huyu anatamani kuwa rafiki wa Nyako sasa. That's what happened. Wacha sasa nianze kumkanyaga. Nikaachana na Nyako, nikafocus na yeye. na bot mwingine alikuwa anatumia ako huko Canada, nikafocus na yeye na huyo robot. Nilikanyaga wanawake guys, wacha tu. So that is it guys, that is my story with Kapunye. Yeah, Judge, I don't know if you're around, you can take the mic. Ni kama Judge amemaliza maswali guys. Judge amemaliza maswali. Guys, so that is it. But as I was saying, because ni kama Judge amemaliza maswali, I don't know if we are still here. Network bado iko. Yeah. Network bado iko. Ebu confirm. I just want to give literally my remarks on the happenings. Thank you, Mama Sita. Network iko. Nalo. Thank you. So this is what is happening. Yeah, 3 questions done. Thank you. This is what is happening. Diana Okello anakanyagwa na Atty Owiso. Diana anakuja anajieleza, lakini hajielezi kwa TikTokers, anajieleza tu watu 200. She's bringing receipts. Instead of bringing receipts to counter what Atty is saying, she's bringing receipts to show that she was some big wig, big baller on Facebook. So again, she is being controlled by pride. This is our biggest undoing as Luo women in particular. Even Atty, who pretends that yeye ndiye anajifanya yeye ndiye amekubali hana pesa, Atty is full of pride. Atty is full of pride. They are the same, wako full of pride. And I'm not saying I'm any different. That is the problem with Luo women in general. Kiburi. We can never be taught. You know, we can never be taught. Wote tuko na, because self-esteem is you self-checking, your own self-checking. People with self-esteem they are the same. She knows very well, but for now, let me focus with Diana. She knows very well that the things that she is saying are 99% lies. Now, and she's saying them as a way of shielding herself from Atty. She's shielding herself from Atty. And at the same time, she knows Atty is a custodian of her entire thieving history. Atty has the archives za Babiwea, ako nazo. Stories zote za wizi za Kapunye, Atty ako nazo. Unaelewa? So it's like Kapunye is fighting a losing battle. Because this person already has power over you. In that not strong enough. This person has power over you. Because why are you repeatedly explaining yourself every time they go live and talk about you? And then when you explain yourself, you imagine you're actually fixing stuff, you're making them worse. Because people are wondering, oh my God, that happened? OMG, and then that happened? You know? And the most ridiculous statement from you was that of Atty having killed 17 people. And then you assume that people are daft not to ask questions behind that unnuanced claim. So again, your issue, Diana Okello, is flattening all the nuances. Your arguments are unnuanced. That will be the first question somebody will ask. Under what circumstances? And then that person, are they in prison by any chance? That's the second question they will ask. You know, but because you flatten nuances, hoping that everyone is as basic as you are, just, you know, appreciate it with a handout, Manigan. It goes a long way. It really does help us. Yeah, thank you. Oh, judge, no problem. Tunatoka, Mary Flowers, tunatoka. Yeah, judge anakuja naongea alafu tunaenda. Yeah, but thank you guys so much. Thank you for all those who've played with my live goal. Mungu awabless sana. When you may hurt me, Mungu awabless. Kuna pia hapo Arwa, thank you. Oh, Arwa may hurt me. Thank you, Arwa. Thank you. And by the way, I'm going to say for Wale, the reason why I keep saying Atty is, oh, thank you, Mjomba. Kamani ganapo ntashukuru. Apio, thank you for the heart, me darling. Arwa, hata wewe unaweza nirushia kamani ganapo ntashukuru. Yani hizi mani gan siku hizi zimepotea aje. Kai. Yani, never mind. So there's something I wanted to say, guys, very, very quickly. And this is the fact that human beings are selfish by nature. By nature, we look out for ourselves first. Unaelewa? So if you're coming on TikTok claiming that you don't care for the coins on TikTok, you are indeed a dishonest person. And that is where Oweso outsmarts Kapunye. That is where Oweso outsmarts Okello. Oweso will say point blank, she is after coins. Okello will say that she's not here for coins. Guys, nani mjinga out of these two people, you know, and nani yuko authentic out of these two people. One is lacking in authenticity. One is being dishonest. Okay? One is honest, one is being dishonest. Okay? Look out for yourself. Be honest about your intentions. People will actually treat you better when you're honest about your intentions. So hapo enyewe, Atty is ahead. Way, way ahead. You know? And the day that Diana will realize that the game of TikTok, she has been playing it the wrong way, Diana atanyamaza na hataongea tena. Kwa sababu she's repeatedly making the same mistakes, talking too much, getting nothing out of it. That amount of talking should at least pay. Even if it only pays $10, it should pay, you know? But you'll be there claiming that you don't care about the pay, when in actual fact, you do need the money more than everybody else, you know? So I hope that she live, Judge. I really want to end the live, Judge. I want to come back later. Judge, aki niko na mboka jioni usiku, Judge. Aki niko, Okari, thank you. Oh, ametumia Chelang. Okari nitumia hata mimi. Chelangat, welcome, darling. Judge. Guys, Judge akuji. Naona ni kama ako busy, guys. Yeah? Naona ni kama Judge ako busy, wadau. What should we do? Wachani tu ni end live. I come back later. I hope leo Githaiga atakuja na account yake, guys. I really miss Githaiga kwa tap tap. I'm telling you, Githaiga, hiyo nyota yake wanga ina rub kwetu vizuri. Unajua kuna watu wale watu ukicheza nao tap tap. Hiyo nyota yao.
Usi end live kama sija kuongelesha.
Guy! This is with Rose.
I know that there is a promise that I made to you and I did not come through. So
yes,
I will come through to you later. When it on Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday.
Thank you.
And then nilikosea vibaya sana, so
That's like, I'm just happy it's you. Unajua mimi ulienda ukapotea nikashangaa kai aliendanga wapi? Kai kumbe it's you. I'm so happy. I'm so happy it's you.
Hatuwezi tukakoseana. I'm always gonna be a present person in your life.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So Okari ndiye amefanya nika nini ukaongea ama nini? Okari, thank you. Umeleta
achana na Okari. Mimi
ameleta nyota.
Nilijaribu kuwa loya wake akanishinda. Hebu nikome.
Okay, sawa. But anyway, guys, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I'm glad that my friend is around. Nilikuwa nadhani ametoka TikTok.
I'm always gonna be a present friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mimi ni ule friend mwenye saa zingine anapotea anarudi.
Which is okay. Which is okay. Yeah, it is okay. So thank you so much. Ya Chunge pia nimemwona ameingia. Ya Chunge nimekuona. Yeah, nimekuona.
Ya Chunge anapendanga kucharaza Okari. Mimi sipendi Ya Chunge. Ya Chunge ananicharazia.
Anacharazanga Okari.
Anamcharaza vibaya mpaka saa zingine niko zile za what the hell.
Ole.
Ya Chunge koma kucharaza Okari.
Yeah. Ya Chunge uko hapo kuja ujitetee. Nimemwona tu akiingia saa hizi.
Ya Chunge koma kucharaza Okari.
Amesikia.
Nimetoka na wewe kucharaza Okari.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I don't know whether Chelangat, do you want to say something? Do you have anything else to say? Mimi nimemaliza ya kwangu na sina mbio kutoka live. Kwa hivyo you can say something, no problem, mama.
No. Chocolate City yako wapi?
What you call? Lakini yuko sijamwona online leo. Mi leo sijamwona.
Ukipatana na yeye mwambie nimemiss sana.
Okay. Sawa. Na nakupenda.
Other than that, I'm always gonna be present, so I'll come back. I have a promise that I made to you last time, so
thank you.
I will fulfill that promise.
Thank you.
Watoto waendelee kusoma.
Asante sana. nunulie sukari ya shule, but bado tuko nayo sukari. Meli atatubaia vitu. Kuna promise alimake. Kuna promise alimake.
Yeah. No. You remember the promise that I made?
Yeah, I know the promise you made. Yes. Yeah, I know the promise you made. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to fulfill that promise first. Alafu kama kuna kununua sukari nitanunua bado anyway.
Ai, Mungu akubless sana. Mungu akubless. Yeah. Yeah, huyo Meli ni one of watu wanga wananunulia watoto food. Kwa hivyo ndio sababu she's in Belgium. Wanga ana support shule vizuri. Meli nitanunua sukari. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Thanks so much, dear. It's really nice to talk to you. Nashukuru. Yami mami upo. Yami mami nakupenda bure.
Mimi nimetoana mbali na Lady J. I still remember the first day that I came.
I know. Guy. I know.
Unajua nimekuwa na kusikiza unacharaza, sijui unacharaza na nimekuwa nikisikiza unacharazana. Mimi niko tu zile za acha mimi. I know. Mimi nimetulia nasikiza, alafu niko zile za
bora umetulia. Bora tu umetulia, bora you are okay. Mimi, that is all that matters. Bora you are okay. Yeah.
And you know, I appreciate there is so many things. I think unajua binadamu ni saa zingine binadamu hufanya ukosea kivyake, lakini aside from wewe kukosea kivyako, bado pia there's so many things that you corrected in your own way. Sasa mimi na appreciate kwa sababu you know, I see these kids that you actually come through for them.
Thank you.
And then niko zile za like yani roho yangu inanyenyekea sana kwa sababu nobody does that.
Yeah.
Nobody ever does that. But
Yes.
you do it.
Thank you so much.
You do it in your own way. Yani inanyenyekesha roho vibaya sana.
Asante. Thank you for that.
God bless you for that. May God bless you for that.
Thank you. No, thank you so much for that. Juzi walienda, unajua hizi sports competition, then watoto wanaenda.
Niliona.
Imagine that was their first one.
I was watching the videos. What the hell? I was watching the videos. Nikashangaa nikasema. I was watching the videos, by the way. I was watching the videos.
Thank you.
Nikashangaa nikasema, I mean, I think you have a purpose in life, and the purpose for you is these kids.
Thank you.
So
thank you so much.
We will support you where we can.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Nilisahau kuweka namba yangu kwa screen. Saizi hata mtu angesha tutumia kaskari. Ndio sababu Meli anasema onye una sukari.
Mwambie tutatuma sukari, but I still have a promise to fulfill first, and then nianze kutuma sukari.
Yes, you do. Thank you so much.
I have a promise to fulfill first, and then niendelee kutuma sukari.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Windrose. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm glad that I talked to you, because nimekutupa.
Asante. Na wenye unacheka unanifurahisha. Nikome na unitue kabisa. Sawa. Sawa Chalagacha.
So thank you so much for watching the video to the end. Remember to like, share, comment, and if you have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know every time I post a new video. So guys, thank you. I'm gonna see you on my next video. Bye.